In his annual address to France's ambassadors gathered in Paris, President François Hollande set out the key pillars of French foreign policy for the year ahead. France, he said, would increase its support for Kurdish Peshmerga forces in northern Iraq. He said the West should support opposition forces in Syria. Hollande called for a conference to coordinate international efforts in the fight against the Islamic State group.
A vast alliance is necessary, but I want to make sure things are clear. Bashar Assad cannot be a partner in the fight against terrorism. That would be the goal of the jihadists. You cannot choose between two barbarities because they feed on each other.
On Libya, he warned that if the UN doesn't step in, quote, terrorism will spread across the entire region.
In the south of Libya, terrorist groups are forming, ready to intervene. If we don't do anything, I mean nothing serious, nothing political, nothing international, terrorism will spread in the whole region. So France is asking the United Nations, because the UN must take its responsibility, to organise an exceptional support to the Libyan authorities to re-establish their state.
Hollande said it would be intolerable and unacceptable if regular Russian troops are in fact operating in eastern Ukraine. He said that if things don't improve, European Union sanctions on Russia would increase.
Midway through his 5-year term, President Hollande continues to make his mark with assertive French policy abroad. In previous years there was Mali, the Central African Republic, and last summer France's support for airstrikes in Syria that didn't end up going ahead. It's all in stark contrast to the way he's viewed at home.
French foreign policy is quite separate from domestic policy, and François Hollande knows that. He knows that a foreign policy success, he's announced the idea of an international conference in Paris to discuss the situation in Iraq. He knows that that probably won't boost his popularity ratings at home enormously, and I think the French public know that as well.
Domestically, he's considered inconsistent, indecisive. He's desperately unpopular. The economy is stagnant, unemployment is high. It is perhaps one of François Hollande's few rays of hope that he's seen more widely as a key architect of a more coherent European Union foreign policy. Jonah Hull, Al Jazeera, Paris.